Hi everyone, my name is Peyton. Welcome. I am a fiber artist and I'm in a bit of a predicament. I am currently working on the Alaska sweater by Camille Descoteaux. I will add a picture on the screen if possible and link my Ravelry project page. The predicament is I'm not sure I have enough of my main color. This is my main color. It is Heiko Simplicity Spray in color 671 if I remember correctly. And I am also using Leading Men Fiber Arts. Let me look up the color real quick. It is in Dramaturg is the base and the colorway is Vengeance. It's a really pretty plum purple. This is a nice gray lavendery purpley yarn. What I like to do with my sweaters is I knit a few inches under the arms and then I add my sleeves, and I love this motif in the Alaska sweater, and that'll be at the bottom of the sweater as well. So I finished my sleeves yesterday, and this is all I have left of my main color. I need to do 34 rounds total before I start the color work section using this color. But the first, I think, 20 rounds, if I remember correctly, use quite a bit of the main color and just a little bit of the contrast color. So let me lay this out and explain what my goal is. So this is what I'm working with so far. As you can see, I have like a couple of inches done under the arms. I have 14 more rounds before I need to start my color work. So what my goal is to use these two for the 14 rounds. I am working this using helical knitting. There are some really great tutorials on how to do that on YouTube. I'm hoping I have enough of this one to get me through the 14 rounds. And then after I'm done with that, I'm going to split this ball in two so I can still continue to work it in helical so it doesn't start striping weird, and do the rest of my color work with that. There are 33 rounds total of the color work, and like I said, about 20 of them use majority main color and just a little bit of the contrast color. So that is my goal. I am going to go crank out those 14 rows. I might do a time lapse, and then I will be back and update you on where I am with the yarn usage. Alright, so I'm back. I finished the body rounds and I wound up doing 35 rounds instead of 32, and I won Yarn Chicken. I still have this much left, which I'm going to split in half to do the color work section so that I am still striping it. I'm just going to cut this off and keep it just in case I run out of yarn, which I do not think is going to happen. I think I'm going to have plenty of yarn to finish the color work section, which is really exciting. I am glad that I was able to make it a little bit longer. I like my sweaters to sit a little bit longer on my waist than this pattern calls for, so I am able to accomplish that now. I will lay it out on my bed and show you what I've accomplished, and then I'm going to try it on and show you. Also, apologies for the bed lighting. It is almost 10 o'clock at night. I did order a tripod with a ring light, so that should help quite a bit. This is what we're looking at. I got about 5 inches done. I love how it's turning out so far, and it fits pretty good. I will have about 11¼ inches total from the underarms. If I've done my math correctly, it's late, I might have not. So now I'm going to try it on and show you guys what it's looking like. Alright, this is what it's looking like so far. It is hitting right about where my G-tube is, and it'll hit around right here if I have done my calculations right. I am so happy with how it's turning out. This yarn is so soft. I will add the yarn in the description so that you guys know what it is. This is what the sleeves are looking like, and the bottom of the sweater will have a very similar motif. I love how it's turning out so far. I will check back in tomorrow after I get half of the color work done. Have a great night. I wanted to pop on real quick and say, holy cow, the color work section for the body of the Alaska sweater is so much harder than I thought it would be. The sleeves were pretty easy. They did not have anywhere that you needed to catch a float, and they only took me like 30 minutes per sleeve to do the color work section. The body, I did 4 rows in about an hour. And it sometimes has between 11 to 12 stitches between your color change, so you need to catch the floats. That is something I don't have a lot of practice with. I've only done 3 color work projects before doing this. I'm glad it's taken me over a year, because if I had done this back when I started, I would have not finished. I would have probably just scrapped it. So I'm glad that I have the experience. I'm glad that I am doing it. It's just going to take me a little bit longer than I expected. Once I get to row 23, it looks like it's going to be significantly easier, because I'm not going to have to catch any floats, which means I'm going to be able to breeze through it a lot quicker. And from 23 to 33, those are the last rows, so I should be able to accomplish that in a day or 2. I'm hoping to have the color work section done in about 6 days, and when I get about halfway done with it, I will show you guys how it's looking. I just finished the color work section of my sweater. It's looking really cool. I did decide to omit 2 rounds in it, the last 2. I tried it on and I like where it hits at the moment. With the addition of the ribbing, I kind of lined up the bottom ribbing with the bottom of the color work so that I could see where it will hit, and I think omitting 2 rows is perfectly fine. It's my project. I can make it however I want. I will add that in my project notes though. In just a second, I'm going to lay this out on my bed so you can see it. It is not blocked. It definitely needs a good blocking. Alrighty, here we go. This is how the body is looking. It is obviously curling because it is all stockinette stitch right now, and stockinette stitch curls quite a bit, but I am about to add on my ribbing. I think the trees look really cool, and I'm really glad I stuck with it because, like I said, it was a ton of work, but it's so worth it. And I do have a fair amount of yarn left, so I am thinking about making the hat that matches in the future. It'll probably be a while before I do it because I need a break from all of this color work, but I think it'll be a fun set to have a matching sweater and hat. My sweater just came off the blocking mats and it is fully done. I love the tree motif on the bottom. I think it's really cool. And then this is what the sleeves look like. I am really happy with how it turned out. This is actually my first sweater that is long sleeves ever. I've made a couple of tees. I've also made a cardigan, and I feel really accomplished now that I have an actual sweater. I am just so happy. It was a lot of work. I would not recommend this pattern if you are new to color work. When I started this over a year ago, I had no clue how hard the color work section would have been, and I honestly would have probably given up if I hadn't done my other projects in between that involved color work. So I would definitely suggest looking for a pattern that is closer together. There was a ton of stitches in between the tops of the trees, which meant every 5 stitches I had to catch my float, and that was something very new for me. All of my other color work projects, I didn't have to catch any floats. So while I hated doing it for this, it was also a really good learning experience, and I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to try. It blocked out really nice. I soaked it in the sink until the hot water cooled off some, and then I popped it in the dryer for 10 minutes just so that I could get any excess water out, and the heat was on medium. Since the majority of this sweater is an acrylic superwash merino blend, and then the dark purple is all 100% superwash, I was comfortable with popping it in the dryer. If it is a yarn that you think might felt, definitely don't, because that would be devastating to get done with a super hard project and then felt it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if it was a little chaotic. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and follow for more.